This episode is part 4 in our 4-part series on how to recognize and properly address when clients object to going through the treatment process and make excuses for why they can't commit to getting their problem fixed. In the episode, I cover the following: recognizing the different types of I don't have time excuses and what they tell you, tactics to overcome the objections of not having time, a paradigm shift I had about time and money that significantly increased my practice success, a way to shift what you offer to clients to help more people and work less, all while making great money. I hope you learned something useful from the episode that you can implement right away into your practice. Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Treatment Revolution podcast, where we teach overworked massage therapists a new injury treatment system that allows them to cut their treatment times by at least 50% so they can stay healthy while avoiding that dreaded burnout and help more people get out of pain. If you're new to the show and you have no idea as to who I am, my name is Dr. Matt Maggio, and I got my degree in chiropractic well over 15 years ago, but I've never performed an adjustment in practice, and I focus my treatments solely on doing quality soft tissue-based work. And I believe that the best and safest treatments in the world to fix injuries and help people get out of pain are soft tissue treatments delivered by world-class massage therapists. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the show. All right, just a quick reminder, this is a 4-part series. So if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, I definitely encourage you to go back and listen to those first to get the most out of the episode. And just another disclaimer, and what I'm sharing in this, I get a lot of people that reach out and they're like, well, this one worked for my practice. I do this type of thing. This is really specifically to helping clients that are injured and in chronic pain. The system that I share, these objections that I share, are specifically for those type of clients. I'm going to make a whole series about deciding which one you want to be. I think the best opportunity for growth and just helping more people really comes from helping those injured and in chronic pain. So a couple of concepts here. Time in this one, I covered like money and a decision maker, but time could actually be a really big obstacle for people. Especially those that are trying to get like a traditional massage work. I see some people that market like, 60-minute, 90-minute, 2-hour, a whole week worth of treatment. And a lot of people just don't have time for that. But there are people out there that want to get their problem fixed. So recognizing the different types of I don't have time excuses and what they tell you, I kind of break this into 3 types of buckets. The first one is like micro. I don't have micro time. That's like their day to day. Hey, I just don't have time in my schedule throughout the day. Everything's just crazy. They just really struggle with that. They're just running around. They do have a lot of time. It's just they don't have time for things that they don't think can solve their problem or isn't important. Next one is just macro. Macro is really like the time of year. Like, oh, this is a busy time for me. Oh, it's the holidays. My kids are busy, work's busy, whatever. It's Miller time, something. It's macro. And the other one, this was something really interesting that I learned. It's this idea called the when-then fallacy. Yeah, the when-then fallacy. This idea that when something happens, then I will do it. And it's kind of backwards. It's kind of like when I finally have more time, I'll make time to do this. Or when I lose weight, I'll start eating right. Or when I go to the hospital, then I'll start feeling better. They do this and they're like, well, when I do this and this, then I'll do this. And they always push it off and they kick the can down the road. One thing that clients don't understand, and a big mistake they make, is they think where they are right now in their chronic pain and injury is the worst that it can get. Our job as a provider is letting them know that the only thing worse than where it is where it's going. So some tactics to overcome the objections of not having time. Still the same thing as I covered in the previous episodes. You always acknowledge it. Say, hey, you know what? I totally hear what you're saying. Is it okay if I ask you a question? And a lot of times they're just coming right out using time because they don't trust you. They don't trust the business. They don't trust the product. Maybe their action was too high. They don't have a high action threshold and they don't have a high pain level. So they're just being nice. But some people definitely do have like legitimate time concerns. They're just running around crazy. They got a million things going on. So I hit them with a little bit of a different rebuttal when they say, hey, this isn't I'm too busy day to day, or it's not the right time in the season. I'll come back. I'll circle back to you. And most people are like, oh yeah, call me back whenever. No, I'm going to push for you because remember what I said, My job is to get this person the care they need. Because if I mess this up and I don't help them, they're going to end up in the traditional medical model of pain pills, injections, and surgeries that totally ruins people's lives. So I got to go to bat for them and help them get out of their own way and understand that they just are saying they don't trust me, the business, or the product. So I got to show them, but I'm going to, dance around with it a little bit and have some fun as we go. So I hit them a little bit more. I say, yeah, I totally get that you're busy. Do you think you're going to be busy in the future as well? And they're like, yeah, for sure. So I'm like, hey, if you can figure this out now while you're busy, then when you're busy down the future, you're going to have one less problem on your hands. You're not going to have chronic neck pain or shoulder pain or always just resting, not resting, wrecking your day because you're always in pain. It's always there. It's always messing with you. Like if you get it taken care of now, you don't have to deal with it later. Cause a lot of people are like, oh, I just need to go home and think about it. I'm like, you're not going to go home and sit in a rocking chair and light up a cigarette and, go back and forth and really contemplate this stuff. You're just going to, kick it off down the road. And then one day you're going to wake up and your neck's going to hurt real bad again. It's going to be sore. It's going to ruin your whole day. And you're going to be like, damn, I really should have did something. Like now's the time to do this. Now, when you do get these people, and I see this a lot, I tend to see this more in like busy women, especially moms or caretakers and stuff like that, where they're just running ragged. They're doing everything. They're giving up so much of themselves and they have nothing left and they're barely getting by. So I use a moral frame and it's really, it hits them hard and it hits them in a good place. It's this mantra. It's called lions eat first. And the idea with lions eat first is like, hey, you got the lion out there in the pride and it's the main lion. It has to protect everyone. And if the lion keeps sacrificing themselves, doesn't eat, doesn't take care of themselves, they're not going to be able to show up for everyone else. So I tell these people, I'm like, the people in your life actually need you to be at your best. And you're not being selfish for doing this. You're actually doing it because you care about them and you want to help them. So if you go out of commission and your headaches get so bad or your neck pain gets so bad or your shoulder's so bad, you can't pick up your kids, you can't do stuff, like then they're really going to be in trouble. You still have this window of opportunity where we can get in there and get this fixed before we lose that window. And then there's nothing that we can do. So a big paradigm shift I had about money and time that really significantly increased my practice success. I started to learn this over the years, but people that have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of time because usually they got a really good business or a really good job or they got a lot going on and they will pay more for speed. People that don't have a lot of money tend to have a lot of time. So then what happens is you get stuck in this never-ending loop that everyone else does, where you're basically just selling your time and not selling to the result. I give this example all the time, and I use so many analogies, especially in the dental world and things like that. So once again, we're talking about chronic pain. So I look at chronic pain as someone that's got like a really bad cavity that maybe needs a drilling or even like a root canal. And say they make an appointment with a dentist, and the dentist books out 60 minutes to drill the tooth. But after 20, they get it out of there. It feels better. The tooth doesn't hurt. As the client, you're not going to say, hey doc, tooth feels great, but I booked a whole 60 minutes. I'm going to need you to get back in there and, drill some other teeth so I get my money's worth. They're just happy that their tooth doesn't hurt anymore and you fixed it faster. I always say, if you can fix a problem in 20 minutes, that takes another person, 20 visits, you're way more valuable. If you can fix it in 20 and it takes them an hour, you're 3 times more valuable. And the price should reflect that, because the only thing that beats free and cheap is fast. And if you can do it better and faster than anyone else, you are way more valuable. Lastly, a way to shift what you offer to clients to help more people while actually working less and making some great money. First, I say this all the time, get so damn good at solving a specific set of problems. Don't be the full body person, be the neck person, be the shoulder person, be the elbow person, be the hip person, be the whatever, but be a specialist. Because at the end of the day, a specialist gets paid 10 times more than a generalist. Then do whatever you can to learn and get better and speed it up to do the treatment better than anyone else around you. Get so damn good that they can't ignore you. Once you get to that point and you start to figure it out, you start to figure out the system and how to approach a treatment, how to approach a treatment plan, then start learning how to do it faster. So if you can do it in an hour, learn how to do it in 30 minutes. It's amazing what that can open up. Then build a practice based on a system that nobody can compete with you on results, speed, and value. Because at the end of the day, Price is what they pay. Value is what you get. If you can do it better and faster, you're way more valuable. And you've opened up a realm to a whole new level of clients you didn't even know existed, because a lot of them don't have an hour or 2 hours, but you know what? They can find 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week and actually get their problem fixed. This is exactly what I teach in the foundation of my trainings and my systems in our free training course. So if you haven't yet, go download that and take some damn action in getting the practice and life you always wanted, and help more people get out of chronic pain, because it's such a huge industry and it's completely underserved. That's all I got in this episode as I close out every podcast and every episode. Go out there and be great this week. The world needs access to your amazing treatments so they can stay the hell away from the traditional medical model of pain pills, injections, and surgeries that only make things worse and definitely ruins people's lives. I appreciate you listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.